Attack on a Pentagon email system. I want to go straight to CNN Pentagon correspondent Barbara Starr. What are you learning, Barbara?
Brianna, tonight a leading theory here at the Pentagon is that Russia was behind this attack 2 weeks ago on an unclassified Pentagon email system. That system has been down for the last 2 weeks offline while cyber experts here at the Pentagon try to rebuild it. This is a very unclassified, but let's be clear, very critical system. 4,000 users in an organization here called the Joint Staff. Those are the people that work for the chairman of the Joint Chiefs, General Marty Dempsey, top military advisor to the president. They say that no classified information was compromised, but this was a very stealthy, very sophisticated spear phishing attack, if you will, into the unclassified system, and whoever did it did get inside. They know this. And the reason tonight that they say a leading theory is Russia is the level of sophistication. It could really only been accomplished by the Chinese or the Russians, not the techniques of the Chinese most of the time. It has, by process of elimination, led them to believe it's the Russians. Absolutely no. They're still looking, and they are still, 2 weeks later, trying to get that unclassified email system that the chairman of the Joint Chiefs uses back online.
And
Brianna?
just because it's unclassified, Barbara, that doesn't mean it isn't sensitive information, right?
Well, it can be. Indeed, it can contain information that certainly the Pentagon would not want the Russians to have. They believe here at the Pentagon that whoever did it, and if it was the Russians, they specifically targeted this server and this email system. They knew exactly what they were going after. So you have to wonder, what kind of message is Moscow trying to send to the United States chairman of the Joint Chiefs? Brianna?
You sure do, Barbara. And tell us about what you're hearing about U.S.-trained Syrian rebels. News there.
Another very difficult situation as the Pentagon tries to figure out what is going on with the rebels they trained. This was the center of the U.S. strategy to train rebels on the ground in Syria tonight. It may all be in tatters. Just weeks after U.S. troops finished training the first group of 54 moderate Syrian rebels, the Pentagon says it no longer knows where many of them even are.
This whole situation looks bad across the board.
The administration will not discuss their fate in detail, fearing for their security. A U.S. official tells CNN it's now believed that some of the rebels got stuck in Turkey and never crossed the border into Syria. Some haven't been seen since they finished training. They may have deserted or even been killed. No one knows. And after last week's attack against their camp in northern Syria, some ran away. The U.S. watching to see if they can manage to regroup. In that attack by fighters affiliated with Al-Qaeda, one rebel was killed, as many as 5 captured. The Pentagon insists it was not caught flat-footed by the attack, but many question why the U.S. put such a small group on the front line.
They're certainly not going to attack anybody with just 40 or 50 people out there.
This area in northern Syria is now the focus of U.S. military action. U.S. airstrikes out of southern Turkey expected to increasingly pound ISIS targets. If the U.S. and the Turks can shut down this border area, they hope to stop the flow of ISIS fighters into Syria and keep them off this route, straight into Raqqa, the center of ISIS control. But there are doubts more airstrikes can change the battlefield.
I don't think it's possible to shut that border down by airstrikes. You are not going to do permanent damage to groups like ISIS until you've got someone that can hold the territory that is an ally. Don't have that right now.
And that is the rebels that the U.S. is trying to train and get in there to conduct this battle against ISIS. Look, here's the problem. The U.S. had promised to protect the rebels. When they came under attack, there were U.S. airstrikes. But the U.S. is also saying tonight here at the Pentagon that they do not have full command and control over the rebels, that if they scatter, the U.S. may not be able to protect them. And that's a message that the second class, the second group of rebels now undergoing training certainly is hearing. Brianna?
Very good point. Barbara Starr at the Pentagon, thank you.